Hello, this is the Sweet Jesus channel, and I want to give all the praise and glory to our Heavenly Father. I want to share with you guys some information that I feel is important and exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and start with something that happened October 13th, 2022. I had a dream where, well, first of all, I have a lot of biblical names in the immediate family, and God puts those same people over and over to have me point back to that book, certain scripture. And so when I say these names, they are Christian family members that he's using, but I understand what he's talking about. So I've had my mother, her name is Esther. She has been in my dreams so much lately, okay? And I mean, like over and over and over consecutively for like 10 days straight in April, to talk about Purim and the Passover lamb and Ramadan, like just these words said to me, and she would just be in the dream. Okay, so I just finished having a dream with my mom Esther in it, and it went straight into this dream. I was all of a sudden in this giant, really fancy limo, and it was black. And at the very end of the limo, back seat, and there's like a big window back there, Jonah was sitting, and he was dressed up in a tuxedo. And I looked at him, and this is weird because I thought of Alaska came to my mind. Don't know why, just did. But anyway, I looked at him and how nice he looked. Well, the whole back window was constellation, and God zoomed in on the constellation. So God was showing me Jonah, who looked really nice in this tuxedo, just sitting right in front of the whole sky, the constellation, instead of a glass. And all of a sudden somebody took a picture of him, and that was it. Then it went into my grandparents sitting in that same seat, the back of the limo, and God zoomed in on constellations behind them, and they smile and click, another picture was taken. And that was it. Now I asked the Lord, why my grandparents? Because I understand like the sign of Jonah, but why my grandparents? And I got alignment of stars. Now this could be with their birthday, and you're looking in, the signs in the heavens. And I guess they're signs. He is Cancer and she's Aquarius, and they're right in the middle. So that's all I know. So I'm assuming that would be it. I don't know. The only other thing I can think why he would use them is because they live, their tiny little road that their house is on is Marion Court, like you're getting married. So that could be another option too. Okay, so I had that, and the very next day, October 14th, was an eclipse, and it was seen in Alaska. So I thought that was interesting. And then I wanted to share, I had a dream. Oh, this is cool. I had a dream where I walked out like into this town. I don't know where I was. It was just a town, and the entire town, every single building in the town had been completely painted over, even the roofs of the buildings, and it was all childlike murals. It was beautiful, everything. And so, and a guy appeared beside me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. And I went and I sat down at a round table beside all these buildings, and I looked, and all of a sudden there was a huge line of people just like wrapped around these buildings. And I asked a lady, I said, what are they waiting for? And she's like, the Watermark Church, which was right beside me on the left side, the Watermark Church is about to open. They've been here since it was 9:40 or 9:45, waiting for it to open. And I immediately thought of the seal of God, the mark of God, like the people waiting to get the mark, to be sealed. And so that was it with that dream. And then give me just a second, I'm trying to look through this stuff to make sure. I had a really awesome dream with like Jonah and the whale. Like, I've had so many dreams with fish and feeding fish in tanks, and fish just like even floating in the air. Like, it was just really cool dreams with fish, and we know that that's biblical. And so I was feeding a tank of fish, and all of a sudden this huge orange fish that looked like the fish that swallowed Noah. Like, if you go to the children's book, it looked just like that fish. And it didn't look like a whale, but it was huge, and it jumped out of this tank, and it landed on my lap, and it like took its whole mouth like over my fist to get the food. And so I know orange represented God's deliverance or something. I may be wrong on that, but the color orange represented something, and then the fish looking like the fish that swallowed Jonah, or what they show it looks like to children. So that was really neat. And then I had, okay, so I've got all this stuff this past month, big time, with Esther, Purim, and the Lord telling me again, the Aurora Borealis, that darkness will come after, the Watermark Church dream, and then this dream. So I am in some kind of a building, and I am high up, and I'm standing in front of these big fancy windows, and I'm looking down, and I'm watching these people come in, and I know they're going to an event. Like, they're all dressed up, and I see this gate, and they're coming in two different directions from the gate coming in, and I see these women wearing these big hats, like fancy hats, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my left eye, I see this, and I just had a knowing, the spirit of death coming around on the outside of the building, coming to my window. My window was really big, coming to my window. And it looked like the spirits, if you ever saw the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, it looked like the demon-like spirits that came and got the guy who murdered Patrick Swayze. Like, they dragged him away, and you kind of had this understanding of he was going to hell. Well, this is what the Lord had him look like, so I would just understand immediately. And so I put up a big piece of cardboard really quick over the window, and so I didn't make eye contact with the spirits. They did not see me, and they passed over me, and that was it. So I wrote all this down, and then the next day I kind of, the coronation came to my mind, because it's a big event coming up soon. So I looked up, when is it and where is it at? So I looked up, it was like Westminster Abbey, I think. So I looked that up, and I looked up images, and it was the place I was looking. I was inside that place, looking down at the people coming in for the coronation. And then the spirit, the angel of death, I guess, from the Bible in Egypt, that's what God was showing me. So I wanted to share that with you guys, because it's, I know the coronation is this weekend, and there's definitely a lot going on, because the Lord has been really persistent and giving me lots of dreams. And another one, this is just kind of, I wasn't thinking about putting this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I started to fly, but I did not, like, it was weird. It was like I was just lifting, and I was just flying around, like, but it was like this big kind of warehouse place, so it had a ceiling. It wasn't like I was flying up into the air, but it was kind of scary, because it was like fast and forceful, and that was it. So I'm not sure if God is saying not yet, or prepare to. I'm thinking in my head, because of what God has told me, I'm not leaving till 2024. But I don't know what all is going on there. But he flashed 2024 in front of me. And there's a really cool thing I just forgot that he showed me. And this has been a little bit, and I've kind of been putting it in my pocket. I haven't decided if I wanted to share it or not, but I'm going to right now. He flashed and this was, I think, in 2022. He flashed a blank calendar in front of me. And he does this. So it had no days on it, no months. It was just a blank calendar with the name Jesse. The name Jesse was placed on a Thursday. Okay, so it was a Thursday or a Friday, and I was like, okay, it's pretty much a Friday. I'm pretty sure it's on a Friday. And I asked for confirmation, and he actually gave me confirmation. But just the word Jesse, whole blank calendar, and it was the second week of a month on, I'm pretty sure, a Friday. And because he gave me the confirmation of a Friday. So blank calendar, Jesse, but I don't know what month. I don't know what year. Then I was in prayer and I was asking, God, when do we get to go home? And this Friday as well. Well, then soon after, he flashed, and he actually talked to me in my ear. And he flashed a date right above, which was your month, day, year, but he blurred it out so I couldn't see it. And then right below it lined up perfectly, top and bottom. The whole top was blurred out. Right below said Friday. The date was blurred out, 2024. And what he said to me as he flashed this in front of me, he said, read this, child, from beginning to the end. And that was it. I think personally that's when I will go home, 2024. I don't know how many, I don't know everything, but that's just what I think. So if you have anything with that, please share. But it was powerful. His voice, I hear his voice here and there, and it's just, it's undeniable. So yes, I wanted to share that. And then I had another one a few days ago where I was walking, and all of a sudden it was like I just appeared here, but God shows me that amazing blue, like it's a godly blue that you can't reproduce it here. And he shows me, I've seen it in the heavens, I've seen different things he showed me, but it was that amazing blue, like the blue of his throne. Amazing. The blue of the eyes that sometimes he'll have with me. So it was that amazing blue underneath, and these beautiful curved wooden bridges kind of connecting. It was all kind of connecting, and I was walking over them, like arched wooden bridges, beautiful. And so the water below, nothing compared to it here on earth. And so I'm walking, but there's two like demon-like people, and I pass one of them, and he just looks at me. He didn't stop me, but he just looks at me, and I knew he was evil. He was off to the side, and I kept on walking. And then a woman that seemed demonic appeared to the side. It was kind of like they had like it was like a little platform or something, but they weren't over the water. And she was like, "You can't be here. You need to leave." And I just kept on going over these arched bridges, and I got to, it was kind of like a dock, and there was one beautiful white boat, and I just kind of had a knowing like it was the ocean, but this boat was already filled with people, and it was small. It wasn't a big boat, like, I don't know, a small, you go deep sea fishing or something, but it was a fancy boat. And so I was standing there and like, nope, this one is full. And the lady gave me a piece of paper and said, but there'll be another one, And it is, if you look down, it is the dancing celebration boat. Like, they had themes. And so I was like, oh, I want that one, you know? And it's like all of a sudden God showed me this inside the boat of where these people were. Like, I had that view of inside the boat that was getting ready to take off. And there were children and just people, you know, adults, children, and they were starting to sing and dance. And that was it. So I think God was saying, you know, it's still not time yet for me to go. But it was kind of like a little slice of that, like, oh, I want that, but it's not quite time. All right, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and hopefully you have some stuff to share with me. All right, God bless. Bye.